Hey everyone, welcome to Another Will I Buy It. In this video we chat about all the new makeup releases and I tell you if I want to pick them up or if I'm not interested at all and I don't want to buy them at all. And of course I love to hear from you what you think about these new releases in the comments, and let's get right into it. So if you haven't been on my channel before, my name is Marley and I love making YouTube videos about makeup and beauty. I love trying out new makeup, I love keeping up with the new releases, and that's also why I'm doing this type of video every 2 weeks. So if that sounds good to you, then don't forget to subscribe. I usually upload about 2 to 3 videos a week and I would love to see you again on my channel. This series is of course inspired by Samantha March's Will I Buy It. I always link her channel down below. I also always link to the places where I get my news from, so if you want to know how I know these things, then you can just check my description box. And I'm just gonna grab my phone, I'm gonna scooch to the side a bit. In these videos I always think that I'm scooched to the side quite a lot and then I watch it back and I'm like, what are you doing? You're still in the middle. So I hope Editing Marley is kind of happy with me right now. I'm doing my best. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about today is this new Carnival Antidote palette by bperfectcosmetics and staceymariemua. I believe this is like their 3rd or 4th Carnival palette. They have been doing these quite a lot. And this is quite a big palette of like murky, grungy tones. I've never tried anything by bperfect, never tried any of these Carnival palettes. Did think that they looked pretty interesting, but I always thought that they were a bit too big and a bit too bright. This one I also think is pretty interesting. It's a pretty interesting color story. We have some beautiful tones in here. We have some warm tones, some cool tones, some murky tones, mustardy shades, kind of warm green shades. I really like how this looks, but there are a lot of tones here that I know I wouldn't grab for, and this is like way too big for me. This palette is way too big for me, so I do like it. I like the look of it. I like how this gives me the fall vibes. Definitely I was a bit interested in it, but being realistic, I wouldn't use like 2/3 of this palette. And it's just too big. It's just, there are just too many shades here. I don't need such a big palette in my collection. I don't even have place to store something like this. And sometimes I still buy a bigger palette because I just can't resist. But this isn't gonna be that palette. So yeah, I think it's great for this time of year. I think a lot of people are gonna like this. But this isn't gonna be something I pick up. It's something I can really appreciate, but I don't have to have it. Then we have a new collaboration between makeuprevolution and DC. They have a bunch of palettes, lip glosses, sponges, makeup bags, so many different things, from the Joker, Harley Quinn, Batman, Catwoman. And this is already available. This is all pretty affordable. I already saw this at some places online. I do think that some of these 9-pan palettes look pretty interesting, look pretty cute. I think they have some pretty nice color stories, definitely for like Halloween themed looks. I quite like the look of the Joker palette and that more pastel-y Harley Quinn palette. I do think that for Revolution it's a pretty interesting collection, but it's nothing I would buy just because I wouldn't know if I would like the formula. And if I would buy this, then this is something I would buy because I'm like in the Halloween spirit. I'm feeling the fall vibes and I'm just into that at that moment. But I don't think that's a very good reason to buy things, because then after Halloween has passed, I'm not gonna be interested in it anymore. I just know what I'm like. That's also why I don't really buy very specifically fall themed or Christmas themed makeup. Like if it's really like Christmassy, so Christmassy that you would only grab it around Christmas, I don't really like to buy those things. I like them in the moment, I like them around Christmas, but then later on I'm not interested in those releases anymore. So I do quite like this collection. I don't mind it. It's not perfect. Like that really big palette with the face shades and the eye shades. I don't get why they had to throw that in there. Also don't like that 18 pan palette. Like most of it I don't care about, but there are some things that I think look pretty good. I don't mind. It's just really not a collection for me. Then we have the new Colourpop It's a Mood 30 pan eyeshadow palette. I've heard some people being pretty interested in this. I don't know if there are already videos up about this. I haven't really watched them. I do get what they are excited about because it's a pretty nice fall eyeshadow palette. There are some pretty nice fall tones in here. Some pretty teals, murky greens, purples, oranges, burgundy. Some cool toned greens. There are some really nice shades in here and it doesn't feel that redundant except maybe the 3 peachy shades. Maybe that didn't need to be in there, but for the rest of it they chose some pretty nice tones. I know that I wouldn't use like 80% of this palette. If I would buy a palette like this, it would be for the teals and I would only use the teals, and that's like not a good reason to buy a whole 30 pan palette to just have 4 teals. So I wasn't that interested in it. I was like, it's nice, I like the teals, but seeing this like overall, I don't think this would be something that I would really like and use a lot. Also, there are pressed glitters in this and I have a few pressed glitters and I never use them. And I think that also shows that those few pressed glitters are more than enough for me. I don't really want a palette where I have pressed glitters instead of just normal shimmers, just normal metallics. So I don't need this, but I do just like seeing all these fall releases. I do like it, but I really don't need this. I'd rather buy a smaller palette with some teals in it if I felt like I was really missing that. These tones of teals, by the way, I'm kind of looking for something like that. I think I would like to have teals like these, but not in this big ass palette. Then we have some new dewy eyeshadows. The Cosmic Pro Eyeshadows by Cosmetics. There are 7 shades and they're gonna be $26 each. Available September 9th. So we have a video here and I absolutely have no idea how to edit in a video like this. In my video, I have no idea how I would get this from Instagram to here, so I can't really show you, but we have a video where they show the colors. I will make some screenshots, but I don't really feel like paying $26 for single eyeshadows. I don't think I've ever done that, not even for like multi-chromes. I don't think, that's not really my style. I'd rather put that money towards an eyeshadow palette than pay this much for one eyeshadow. Maybe if an eyeshadow is like the most special eyeshadow ever and everybody was raving about it and everybody was saying it's so good, you really have to try it, I would think about it. But if I just see an announcement like this and I don't know anything about it, nobody has reviewed it yet, I haven't seen any reviews yet, then I can't really get excited about this. Maybe if people are like, this is the best thing ever, then I would maybe consider it if it's like so special. But I think that the chances of me buying this are really small. Maybe if they were cheaper, but even then, the only like single pot eyeshadows that I buy are from Essence and Catrice, and those are like maybe $3, maybe $5, not even $5, like they're really cheap. Natasha Denona of course came out with the Midi Retro, the palette that had been leaked all over the place, and I had already seen it, but I didn't post it. I didn't feel like it was the time yet to talk about it in my last video, but now it's been revealed, released, everybody has uploaded their reviews. So this is a 15 shade palette for $65. It's already available, and I think this is a pretty interesting one because, at least for me, because I know I don't really love Natasha Denona's formula. I do like the mattes, but I don't like the shimmers, and I'm really someone, if I don't like the shimmers, I'm likely not to like that palette at all. Shimmers are just too important to me. I'm just a shimmer lover, and Natasha Denona, until now, what I've tried, hasn't done anything for me when it comes to the shimmers. But when I saw this, I was like, this is a beautiful color story. This is really a color story for me. This is really something that I would like. I love purpley tones. I love burgundies. I love these types of shades. I think those shades that are a little bit warmer, almost bricky, also look very good in this palette. So I was slightly tempted. At first I was like, it's for sure a no. Then I was slightly tempted. Then I saw some reviews and I felt like the shimmers were pretty soft. So that kind of put me off again. And I also just feel like I have these shades somewhere. Maybe not these specific ones, but I do feel like these are shades, these are eyeshadows that I can quite easily dupe in my collection. So to be honest, I'm a little bit on the fence, and I was a little bit on the fence, and I can't say I'm 100% sure. I do like it. When I look at it, I'm like, it's a nice color story. It's just that I can't really trust Natasha Denona, I feel. I just think I'd rather buy this from a different brand where I know that I love the formula and where it's maybe a little bit cheaper. Also, I've heard a lot of people say that it didn't look like the mini and that people were disappointed that it didn't have greens. I kind of get that, but at the same time I'm no longer really expecting things like that, especially after Midi Zendo. That didn't look like Midi Zendo at all. I think she just wants to do some different color stories. She didn't have a multi palette like this just yet, so it made sense that she was coming out with something like this. So yeah, I think it's pretty, but I don't think that I'm gonna buy it in the end. I don't think it would be a very good idea. Maybe if I saw a lot more videos. Sometimes when I am not sure about a product, I can watch like 20-30 videos. I can watch so many videos just to see like so many different looks and to see if the looks are more what I would like or more what I won't like, and I'm just not sure about this one yet. Then we have a new Funsize palette by Sugarpill. This is a Funsize 2 and it's another like mini rainbow palette with 9 shades, some blues, orange, green, yellow, red. I think these palettes are pretty cute, but I didn't really feel like another one of these was needed. And I definitely don't need a rainbow palette in my life, even though the shades are a little bit different than your usual rainbow. I'm not really into bright eyeshadow right now. I really was for a while there. I really did a lot of bright looks for a while. But now I feel like I'm kind of moving back into the neutrals. I do like dimensional shimmers still. Not too crazy, but just something extra to spice up the look. But I do also love neutral eye looks. I think they can look very nice and very flattering. And I really see those slight differences in the undertones that make it a bit more interesting for me. So I've been really into more softer eye looks. Fenty Beauty is coming out with the Balm Posse palette. We have an eyeshadow palette and then we also have a cheek palette that I feel can like snap on the back. So we have 2 new releases. I don't know, on this post it doesn't say what the cheek palette is like, but I believe that there was a post further on this page where it was more explained. But this eyeshadow palette I think is not very interesting. I feel like the shades are too close together and they're two similar shades. It just feels a bit redundant. There's not a lot of range. I think you're just gonna get a more brown mid-tone look and one mid-tone look that's gonna be a little bit more cool tone pink, but I don't think there's a lot of variation in this palette. This really doesn't interest me. I would like to see more different shades, more different tones. I think they kind of missed the mark with this palette. I don't think this is a very good release. It's quite a basic palette, I get that, but I just told you I don't hate that. I don't hate basic, but I do want a little bit of a range of shades. I do want some variation in my palette. If you can't give me variation, just give me a 6-pan. Just give me a 6-pan with that one look. I think this could easily have been a 6-pan. So I'm not really impressed with this release. I also don't know if I will really like the Fenty eyeshadow formula. I haven't heard very many good things about it. So I don't really feel like trying it unless there's a really interesting release that people love. Then we have the Instant Eye Palette, Smoky Eyes Are Forever by Charlotte Tilbury. I don't know if I already talked about this. I think I already saw this somewhere. But it's kind of like a warm tone neutral palette with some pops of green. It looks kind of similar to the Kiko Milano Charming Escape palette that I tried recently in a video. It has the same color story, like a bit warm, a few rosy tones, and then those greens. I think it's really fall appropriate. I don't think I'm gonna buy this palette. I'm not really thinking about buying any Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow right now. I think it's a bit on the pricey side. Maybe later on, maybe later I will try something, but generally I just feel like Charlotte Tilbury is a bit too pricey for me right now, and I could be convinced to buy things from her. I did buy one of the glow ones, what's it called, the beauty light ones. I did buy one of those, but if it's not something really extremely special, I don't think I'm gonna buy anything from her. It's just not my journey right now. It's just not what I'm doing right now, so I'm gonna skip on this. I think it's just a really fall appropriate color story, kind of like a basic fall color story, but quite nice. Then we have the Shade and Illuminate Blush Duos by Tom Ford. I feel like I already talked about this, but then we didn't have like really good pictures. These are like the official photos, product shots by Tom Ford. These are like $90. I don't care how pretty a blush looks. I'm not gonna pay $90 for a blush, but to be honest, I think these look pretty powdery. I haven't seen a video, so maybe they are really good, but I feel like the swatches and just these pictures make them look very powdery and not very shiny. Even if this were cheaper, if this were by a different brand, I don't think I would have picked this up. I don't really think this is very interesting. Then we have a new Bobbi Brown and Monopoly collab. This is a new collection. They once again have their pink glow highlighter with a different embossing. They have some eyeshadow palettes, lipsticks. I think it's a pretty fun collaboration, but I also don't think that anything here is very interesting or special. I don't have any special feelings about Monopoly. I just always thought that it took way too long to play. I don't believe I ever won. I wasn't really good at it, and yeah, I actually got kind of bored while playing this game. So yeah, I don't really have warm fuzzy feelings when thinking about this. But yeah, I don't think this is a very interesting collab. The other collab, the one with the designer, I don't remember the name, that hasn't even been launched here yet, and if I would buy anything by Bobbi Brown, it would be that collection. Oh, it says here China exclusive. Maybe it will change. Maybe it's China first. Sometimes it happens when it's China first and then it comes to other countries as well. I don't think this is very interesting. It's a bit different. I haven't seen a collab like this, but I think they mostly are counting on this selling because of the collaboration. So I don't think the products themselves are really interesting. Then we have a new The Apple collection by Kaleidos. When they announced that something new was coming, I was like so excited. I was thinking, will they do blushes now? Will they relaunch those blush duos that they had, that they were gonna reformulate? Will they come out with something really interesting and new? Will they come out with eyeshadow? But no, they came out with 2 lip sets and a lip mask, and I was like, no. Well, my wallet was like yes, but I was like no. So I wasn't really excited when I first saw what this was. But then I saw that you can actually combine your own shades, the shades that you want, in one set. So you can choose 4 shades that you like for $36. When you buy a set of 4, it's $35, so it's $1 more to customize it. And at first I never really wanted to try them because they didn't really have shades that I liked, but also having to buy 4 shades that are already picked out for you, I don't really like that. I would rather just pick my own shades because there's always going to be 1 or 2 shades that you don't like as much. Then I saw the photos of the lip swatches and I actually thought that the kind of pinky nude set looked like shades I would really like. The other nude set that they came out with before I thought was too warm, but this was more like my speed, more what I would like. So I am kind of thinking about it. But if I would buy it, I would customize and I would take out like the really cool toned purpley lilac shade. That's something I would have worn. I would have bought like a few years ago. I would have gone for the purpley lilac shade. I would have loved that. But I know that's not what I wear anymore. So I think if I buy this, I would go for that pinky nude set. I would take out the lilac shade and I think I would put in the shade Dune from that neutral set that they had before. And that's might be something I would pick up because I do think that this formula is really interesting. I do think that it looks really nice, but I have to maybe watch a few videos of lip swatches of that other collection today and then decide, because this is launching tomorrow. So I think I have to think about it a little bit, but it's an interesting formula. I do like, especially in like a winter, kind of almost sheer matte lips that don't feel matte and drying, that feel a little bit moussey almost. And I'm thinking that maybe this is something like that. So in the end, I'm kind of interested, but I don't know yet if I'm really gonna pick it up. I am hoping that they're gonna release an eyeshadow palette, something eyeshadow or blush soon. Kaleidos is a brand that I don't fully get. I feel like everything is limited edition. They are discontinuing a lot of things and then it doesn't come back for a long time. I feel like they really could benefit from upping their range, like having more of a range of products and having more different products, but also having different shades, more different shades in the products that they already own. Because now when I go on their website, I'm like, this is not a lot. It's definitely not a full range. Of course, they're an indie brand and it might be too expensive or take too long to make, but I feel like Kaleidos is a really great brand, but they can't be my favorite because their range is just a little bit too limited for me. I like brands where I can buy a lot of different things from them and there are a lot of different things that I like. So that's my little rant on Kaleidos. I really like the brand, but it's a brand that I don't totally get. So now we have some new Milk makeup, the Bionic little liquid blush. And we have 4 shades of liquid blush. We have a mauve tone, more peachy orange, a burgundy and a bright red. I feel like I'm kind of good on liquid blushes. I'm not really looking for new liquid blushes. I think I have enough. I don't have that many. I have 2 from Kiko and then I have 1 cheeky from Maybelline that I didn't really like. Maybe that also kind of put me off from liquid blushes. But right now, I think if I would buy a liquid or cream blush, I would want it to have some kind of shimmer and shine to it. And these just look like kind of creamy. So I don't know if this would be something that I would really be into. I also think the shades aren't really for me, not really what I would like. maybe the Infinity shades, but the other shades for sure aren't what I'm looking for. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not really feeling these types of blushes in a tube where you just have to apply a little bit and be careful because it's so pigmented. I'm not really feeling that, and I feel like this is gonna be it, and I feel like this is gonna be that. So I don't think I'm gonna buy this. I'm gonna be pretty picky, I think, with new cream and liquid blushes that I'm gonna bring into my life. I feel like I have quite a lot, and I just want the things that I buy to really add something and to be really something that I love, which is shiny, glowy, something with a really beautiful special color. So that's that on that. Okay, so here is the highlighter palette by Fenty Beauty. It's a Diamond Balm highlighter palette, and it's inspired by their Gloss Balm. And we have 3 shades in Fenty Glow, Fussy and Hot Chocolate. And it will be available September 9th. It's a jelly powder formula that's cool to the touch, melts into skin. And it's an all glitz, no grit finish, pure sparkle. You know, I don't know if I would like this sparkle formula by Fenty. I've heard good things about it, but I've also heard bad things about it. And I personally am not a big fan of sparkly cheek products. I like glowy. I like really fine shimmer, but if I see sparkle on my cheeks, I just think it doesn't look good on me. It doesn't work on my cheeks, or it's just my taste. There's something, if I see sparkle, I don't like it. For example, the Kaleidos highlighter Mars Melter I thought was way too sparkly. I thought it was unwearable for me. So that kind of tells you what I don't like. I just don't want to see sparkle on my face. I don't like it. So this is gonna be a skip for me, although it looks pretty, it looks nice. I like the shades in here. We have a new Fresh Lips lip cream by Colourpop. I have seen this post, but I didn't realize it was something new. I didn't realize this was something else than what they had released before, which doesn't make sense because it's a news, like a makeup news Instagram, so why would they post something that already exists? But this is something else. Sometimes I just scroll past things, not even reading, not even realizing, just thinking I've seen this before. So this is gonna be a moisturizing liquid lipstick, delivers a comfortable color with a creamy matte finish for ultra smooth kissable lips. The color of a lipstick with the comfort and care of a lip balm, lightweight, moussey formula, buildable coverage, not sticky, with a vitamin E, maracuja, superfood oil and vitamin C. I want this. I want this. How could I not have seen this? How could I not have realized this? I want this. I didn't even realize that they were releasing something like this, and I've been waiting and waiting for Colourpop to release something like this. How could I not have realized that they were releasing the things that I wanted for so long, and I just skipped past it? I didn't even read it. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, I didn't pay attention. Oh my god, this is the first time that I'm seeing this. This is you seeing my genuine reaction to something I've been waiting for. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I am so excited about this. Okay, listen. One of my favorite lip formulas is the Colourpop Satin lips. They used to have these, they were amazing, they were beautiful, they were pigmented, they were comfortable. You could just wear a liquid lip in the winter where when your lips were so like dry that they were falling apart. But they took them out of their collection, and I was so sad, and I'm still sad. I'm still wearing them, and I'm still sad that I can't repurchase them. But now they're coming out with a lip cream that is comfortable and creamy matte. It sounds like the new satin lip. It sounds like they're the thing that they were gonna replace the satin lip with, but it just took so long. I didn't think that anything like that was still gonna come. Okay, listen. I want this. I want to try this. I want to see what this is like. I don't even care. I want to buy a few of these shades. When is this coming? if this is already available, I don't think it's already available, but when this is available, there's quite a chance that I'm gonna buy some Colourpop. I wasn't really planning on it, but this is too interesting to skip. If this is, I just need to know if this is as good as the satin lips. I just need to know. Because I'm like holding on to my satin lips like you wouldn't believe. I don't want to get rid of them, but some of them are getting a bit old. I really want to try this. I really hope that the pigmentation on these is good, but even if it's like slightly less pigmented than the satin lips, I still think I'm gonna like them. And then I can just combine them with the lip liner. I think I really like the shades BB Spice and Baby Doll. Maybe Strike a Pose. Teen Spirit looks interesting as well. Maybe Page Me. Ooh, probably I'm gonna pick 2 shades and I'm gonna try this. I really want to try. Oh, you don't know how happy I am. Maybe I will hate them. Maybe they're really bad. I hope they're good. So we have the new shades by Fenty Beauty from the Gloss Bomb Heat line. It's a universal lip luminizer and plumper. They had another shade as well. We have Fenty Glow, Fussy and Hot Chocolate in this line. I'm not interested in this at all. I don't really care. I don't like the Fenty lip gloss that I have. And that kind of made me realize that I don't have to buy lip glosses that are this expensive. Also, I'm not really one to wear lip glosses a lot. I like sheer shiny lipsticks. I feel they stay on better. I feel I like how it looks better. So I don't really go for glosses. Please leave me alone. Please go away. It's a morning, so in the city there are trucks like throughout the whole street bringing the products to the shops, and it's hard to film. Okay, next up, BH Cosmetics is of course launching their Birthstone palette for the month of September, and this is the Sapphire palette. I think this looks pretty cool, like purple, green, blue. I think there's a black in there as well. Oh no, it looks kind of like a dark green and a pinky shimmer. I think this looks really nice, really cool. It's not my color story though. I know that I don't reach for really blue purples. At least that's not what I'm wearing right now. Maybe I will be into that later in my life a bit more. It's not really what I'm wearing. It's not really what I'm into, but I think this is one of the most interesting and most stand out-ish palettes of this Birthstone collection. I just like how this is like way different than the other things that they've already done. I think this is a good launch. I think this is a good release. Alright, I want to chat about 2 more indie releases. First up, we have the Alien Cosmetics and Sydney Nicole Adams collaboration. I've heard a lot of people talk about Alien Cosmetics. I've heard a lot of hype around the brand. I heard a lot of people liking it. At least the people that I watch seem to really like this brand, and I think this is a really cute release, really cute color story. You have some really pretty colors here, very fall and Halloween appropriate, great for this time of year. This is a launch that I once again really like for the vibes, but I don't think that I would be really into this after Halloween. This is something that I would like until the end of October, and then I would probably kind of forget about it. Not all the shades in here are shades that I would wear, but I think most of them I would get away with. I think most of them I would wear. It's a really interesting palette. I think it's really a really good release. I would like to try Alien Cosmetics sometimes, but what's also holding me back is that their shipping is quite pricey, and if I would try some things, I would want to buy a few things at once, buy quite a few things, and then I could get more things for that shipping. But I'm not really at that place right now that I want to go for it, that I want to buy like 3 palettes. Maybe later on. I will try them sometime, but I'm just kind of waiting and seeing and waiting for the right moment to actually pay for that shipping, because it's pricey. Their makeup isn't that crazy expensive, I feel, but I'm just not there yet. it's gonna be an expensive haul if I buy things from Alien Cosmetics, but it's really nice. I really like it. I do like just the vibe of this brand. It's not like entirely me. I'm not really into this spooky weird stuff. It's not really my aesthetic. I'm more into like pastels and flowers and nature and animals, things like that. But I do think it's really cool. Last thing, let me see. The last thing that I wanted to talk about is this Sugar Drizzle Polish Pickle palette. So it's a palette with 4 greens, kind of like a grayish gunmetal shade and a pink. I don't know what to think. I think it's a pretty cute color story. I think it looks pretty interesting, but pickles? Why pickles? Who loves pickles this much that they want that as an eyeshadow palette? I don't really get that. But also, pickles isn't really like a Dutch thing. It's not really something that I eat ever. Only when I go to McDonald's and there's a pickle on my hamburger, I will eat it. But aside from that, I don't really eat any pickles. So for me, this is a bit of a weird lunch. I don't really know if I want to think about pickles while applying my makeup, but I think it looks pretty cute. The shimmers look nice. I would like to see some swatches sometime. I would be interested to see swatches, but I don't think I'm gonna buy a pickle eyeshadow palette. Alright, so that's gonna be everything for the new releases. Let me know in the comments if you're gonna pick any of this up, what you think about them. Did you agree with the things that I said? Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe, and then I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye!